Hey guys, so we got this Mazda 323 GTX for the 1991 Swedish rally of the World Rally Championship, and this is made by an extinct brand called CM's. Now, this SS15 must mean is the 15th collection that CM's put out there, and in this case we have these two cars here, these GTX and a GTR, and actually one, two, three, four, five. Yeah, there's six. So here the other four here. I gotta get that RX-7 and maybe one or two of these things here. Alright, so those are the cars in the collection. Very wasteful packaging. I always mention packaging these days. Alright, came screwed to this base, and that is gone. Couldn't really find any pictures of the number one car, but this livery looks the same. I also couldn't find any pictures with the wheels like this, but I see no reason to doubt that this car had wheels like this. Alright, so it does look like the photograph, right? Pretty similar to me. The 323 GTX was originally put out between 1985 and 1989, but then the second generation came out between 1989 and 1994, which is what this would be. It's an all-wheel drive vehicle, and it has a 1.8 liter turbocharged engine. And the street version, I guess, had 180 horsepower, but the rally version, they brought it up to 280 horsepower. Alright. And in 1991, they finished 5th place in the Constructors' Championship. So, yeah, I guess Mazda, they weren't able to keep up with, like, Subaru or Mitsubishi and the other more successful teams. But it's nice to see this interesting part of Mazda's history. Alright, looking at this here, we got the tampo prints of all this sponsorship and the drivers here. I wonder if these guys are family, right? They must be siblings or perhaps, who knows. Alright, so yeah, I'm not sure if the wheels, I'm sure they must exist, I just couldn't find a photo of it. We got a little gas cap printed on there. The door handle, a little recess for the fingers. There's also some paint rash, being an old model. The casted-in mirror, no reflectivity. Black paint for the window trim. There's also a graphic here on the window, and that's a tampo print as well. Some black mud guards, and CM's, they all roll pretty well. There's a silver roll cage. It's not too bad because it's actually a significant amount higher than the seat back, so it looks relatively realistic. Okay. Going around to the front, we got the plastic lights, and the turn signals have orange on them, and it's part of the plastic, I think. These little vents, though, are just painted black, and as part of the casting, like, there's not even a recess, I don't think. Yeah, it's weird that they wouldn't cast that further in. The grill is recessed a little bit, and it's got a, oh wait, there is a little texture. Yeah, it's just a matter of the light getting it. It's a very faint texture, though. I can't really feel it with the pick. And then a little black in here, and a little Mazda printed there quite nicely. This license plate would be accurate to the real car. Some hood pins printed on. The emergency cutoff is somewhere around there. We got some raised painted black wiper blades and some printing on the windshield. Alright, there we go, looks good. I think these are pop-up vents for fresh air to get to the driver and the navigator. Ew, more of this paint rash. Oh, one thing I didn't check is how old is this model? Sorry. On the back somewhere, there's usually some licensing information. So let me go back here because I want to know how old it is. Here it is, 2007 Michelin. Alright, so it's still a pretty old model, which might explain the paint rash situation. Another thing I didn't see or talk about here, 735 yen. So it's around $7.50 or something in today's money. So that's something to take into account for the amount of detail you see here, which I find quite impressive, to be honest with you. I think the details of this exceed any modern models that cost $7.50. Leave a comment if you think otherwise. Really thick, almost clownish thick transparent taillights there. It's kind of weird that there isn't any like molded in light bulbs or anything like that back there. But yeah, that's a thick, clear piece of plastic. And now I can see the little white backup light here. It's hard to see here, but yeah, at this angle it's clearly visible. Alright, license plate again. Kind of a lame exhaust tip. Printing there. Nothing on the bottom of the wing. And now you can see there's a spare tire and a spare wheel back inside of this thing as well. The antenna was taped to the bottom of that base. It's just a friction fit here. And then, yeah, the base is super weak. You know, there's no printing at all. It's got some silver on the exhaust. The tire treads are pretty interesting. And it's press fit together, so customizing it, fixing it's going to be a problem. So let's see what else is going on in the interior here. Now it seems like to be a left-hand drive. I don't see any sort of seat belts or anything like that. Sometimes CMs do have color on the seat harnesses, but this one doesn't have any at all. Maybe it's because they put the money into having a whole spare wheel right there and the roll cage itself. But yeah, you got molded details, kind of like a Kyosho these days. Yeah, okay. So nice details, just hard to see without a flashlight. Alright, let's compare it to a couple other cars here. I don't really have too many other cars from the 1991 season. I do have two, though, from CMs here, so let's take a look here. Let this solar thing spin up. So this next one is a 1991 Toyota Celica St165. Yeah, so solar spinner can't keep up. And the next one is a 1992 Lancia Super Delta. So the Lancia Deltas had a 6-year-in-a-row winning streak of the constructor's title, so they were just simply superior to any sort of Mazda. And it wasn't until Toyota came along with the Celica, not this one, but the next generation Celica, that they took the title away from Lancia. Here's a little top view if you guys are interested in how the sizes compare. Alright. So it's quite interesting that, you know, this CM's brand, when they're functional, they decide to make an entire collection based on Mazdas, because they just never really were a successful rally effort. But I'm glad that they did it. I'm going to definitely try to get that RX-7 and maybe another one of these 323s, one that looks, you know, different mold-wise. And maybe it's the GTR that I have to pick up. But these things are pretty rare now, so it might take a while for that video to come. But I appreciate you taking the time to watch this one, so I'll see you around. Thank you.